Okay, things just escalated super quick. As I left USPS, I had to go to UPS, and we both were stuck at the light, but I was 2 cars behind him in the lane next to him. So it felt like he was waiting on me, but that's just the universe, right? So as he goes through the light, I go through the light. We both... I'm disgusted with myself. I saw this fine man walking into the post office, and I knew he was fine. I knew he was. Let him go in there. I was a few steps behind him. He see me. I walked in there. He see me. He double checked like 6 times. Okay. I was just doing my best to not make eye contact. We walk outside, and he got a nice car. Why, Lord? Why ain't say nothing? He's still at the light. Why ain't say nothing? Why? Why we both just pulled up to the UPS store? It so looks like I'm following him. Like, it's bad how bad it looks like I'm following him. Okay, things just escalated super quick. As I left USPS, I had to go to UPS, and we both were stuck at the light, but I was 2 cars behind him in the lane next to him. So it felt like he was waiting on me, but that's just the universe, right? So as he goes through the light, I go through the light. We both pull in to the UPS parking lot. I park right next to him. I'm like, oh my God. So of course, as I hop out the car, he walks straight up to my car. He's like, ma'am, I am so sorry. You are so gorgeous. And I'm just like, I'm flustered at this point. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm good. He's like, no, I would love to take. He's like, what are you shipping off? What a fucking question, my nigga. Like, you don't know me. I could be shipping off drugs for all you know. But I'm like, shit. He's like, well, you know I work for FedEx, so like I could help you out. It could be cheaper. I was like, I wanted to be like, that's not a flex. That's not what I wanted to hear. Baby, tell me you sell drugs. That's what I want to hear. So what you think I did? He was like, well, can I have your number? I would love to get to know you. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. Because mind you, we're over here by USF, like in a college area. You gotta ask. He's driving a fucking Charger. Like, no, nothing against Chargers, but that comes off very much so like I'm in college, okay? And he was like, I'm 31. He got offended. He's like, I'm 31. I said, nigga, I'm 33. I was just asking. I gotta ask, you know? Now he got his homeboy next to us in the dome, sitting on 24s, jacked up. He's definitely shipping off drugs for him. Like, gotta be. That's all I'm thinking.
Screw all of that. Yo. What's going on, people? I'm your host, Double R, and you're now tuned in to Retro Rob Television. Let's dive right on into this one, man. What y'all think, people? What y'all think, man? This is why I go in on the simps like I do. You feel me? Because you will never be good enough. Hit me out, simps. Listen to me and listen to me good. You'll never be good enough for this type of woman. You want to know why? Because even the dudes that she's attracted to won't be good enough for her. Because you want to know why? She's not good enough for them. See, it's this whole psychological thing. You feel me? That I'm the fucking prize. I'm the fucking prize. Even though you're attracted to him, you still want him to have this. You still want him to have that. And even when he has this and he has that, you're still not going to be submissive. So what is the point? What did this sound like at the beginning? This sounded like a goddamn Princess Diana, Cinderella type of movie. Shit that we grew up on as kids, watching as fucking kids. Sound like a fucking fairy tale. There's no surprise. This is how all women think. And I'm going to say it. I know you niggas hate it when I say it. Some of you like it. But I'm going to say it, man. This is why people like Kevin Samuels was necessary, man. And this is why women like this, they despised them. But they couldn't stop tuning in. That's why I titled my video what I titled it. They couldn't stop fucking tuning in. Because they know that shit was real. And you want to know another thing? That dude already knew she was feeling them. Because he's saying a million of you. He just saw a million of you. He probably just got done getting it in with you. Not with you, but somebody like you. He just probably got finished going to go get his hair cut. Going to go get him a whole new wardrobe off the money that a woman like you just paid him. It's probably a woman like you funding his whole lifestyle. So he already know, just like women know, who's the tricks and who's the niggas to take seriously. Same way a man do. But see, they don't like it because, not even just because when the rabbit got the gun, but they know that particular rabbit The male rabbit is playing a whole different game, playing by a whole different set of rules. They know that. But she just, oh, I seen him, he seen me, and we walked up to each other, and his eyes was glistening. I could see the glitter in his eyes. He had a nice smile. He was tall. He was light skinned. He was fantasy, fantasy, and you get shown that it's a fantasy every fucking time. What did I say? She easy like Sunday morning, but he gonna be gone in the fucking morning. Before you get up yawning, he gonna be gone in the motherfucking morning. This is why I tell you, simps, man. This is why I just did a video. Go ahead and check that video out, people. Go ahead and check that video out. Well, those videos out that I did on these simps. This is why it never pays to be a simp. This is why it never pays to be a desperate motherfucker. Because the only person that's going to benefit from it is the dude. Is the man. I ain't gonna call it the alpha dude, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't like to use other niggas' terms, but I guess for y'all to understand what I'm talking about, the only person that's going to benefit is that dude, is that Pookie and Ray Ray. That's the only person that's going to benefit. You simps ain't going to benefit at all. And even the Pookie and Ray Ray ain't going to really get what he think he going to get outside of booty. Outside of booty. But the thing is, the difference from him and you is that he's not expecting too much because he's already dealing with 1 million of her. He's already dealing with 1 million of her. See, you, this is your first piece. That's why you're going broke. And then crying, talking about, I gave you my last, baby. I gave you my last. To a Pookie and Ray Ray, it's just another day in the office. That dude already knew. He already knew how I approach her. He probably just came from dealing with a chick like her. He just probably came from leaving a hotel or going up in the broad house. Man, a lot of them dudes ain't even got to go to no hotels. These women are so desperate. They'll invite these dudes, man, in front of their kids and all that shit. But then they'll tell you, oh, I gotta wait, till I ain't got the kids. I gotta drop the kids off. Y'all simps know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Because I was once a simp. I know how that shit go. I was once a simp. We all was at one time. Well, I gotta drop the kids off. I gotta make sure they good. I gotta make sure they father is coming to pick them up for the weekend. You think she telling the Pookie and Ray Ray that? You think she telling them? Probably sneaking them in, probably bringing them in while the kids like, hey, this is Derek, this is Mike. But she'll tell you, I don't want to, show my kids and introduce my kids to different men. But then it'll tell you, y'all niggas better get hip to the game. But then it'll tell you, man, I don't want to. But then it'll tell him, man, I don't care. They better deal with it. Mama got to get hers too. Stella got to get her groove back. You feel me? They play by a different set of rules, man. These Pookies and Ray Rays, they play by a different set of rules, man. And so do these women. The only difference is the only one that win at the end is the Pookie and Ray Ray. He the only one that win at the end. But if you really want to be technically honest, nobody wins at the end. Nobody wins at the end. Nobody, because eventually he'll catch a disease or he'll end up with all these baby mamas. And now he got to go to court or he got to get locked up because for child support. You see what I'm saying? Now these women are getting mad because he playing all of them. Selling all of them a fantasy. See, it's good to sell a woman a fantasy if you ain't putting no babies up in them. It's good to sell them a fantasy if you ain't putting no ring on them. And you ain't got shit to your name. You feel me? These dudes sell women to fantasy and play them even when they got kids by them. Look at Future. Future said in a Kevin Samuels interview that he spend over, $2 to $3 million a year on women alone? $2 to $3 million a year on women alone. You see the amount that Dr. Dre is paying on his ex-wife. You see what Anthony Anderson's ex-wife is trying to do to him. or did to him. You seen what Michael Strahan wife did to him. And the same would go for Jay-Z if him and Beyonce break up. And the same would go. Well, it might flip for Cardi B. It might flip because Cardi B is the breadwinner in that relationship. You see, that's why Meg Thee Stallion, if she get married, Cardi B, they better watch out. They better watch out. Because you know it goes both ways now. You feel me? If you the breadwinner, it goes both ways. But usually, you know, this system is catered to the woman's favor. You know, in favor of the woman. But y'all dudes better get it together, man. Let this video be a message to you simps. And even to you Pookies and Ray Rays, man. Because I know a lot of you dudes out there feel like y'all got everything handed. I want to address something too. I hear a lot of red pill dudes talking about the Pookie and Ray Ray. That's why y'all notice I ain't used that alpha male term when we talking about the Pookie and Ray Ray, because the Pookie and Ray Ray is beta male too. They is just as beta as the goddamn simps and the tricks. They just as beta. Because most of them Pookies and Ray Rays got feminine energy. When they talk about little ass boys and they want to fight and they can't control their anger and they can't control their temper, who the fuck you think the women talking about? They ain't talking about no simp. They ain't giving the simps a chance. You feel me? Just like niggas could take credit for having this game and being the first one, being some Ray J niggas and hitting it first. Just as good as they got to take care of the other shit. That you just as much as a beta as the goddamn simps and the tricks. You just as much of a beta male. Who you think these women be talking about when they be talking about men ain't shit and men do this and men do that and men be sitting up there wanting to fight them and men be up there trying to win arguments with them, and you know, who you think they talking about? They talking about the goddamn on which I would call the Pookie and Ray Ray. That's what they talking about. Leaving the family, getting them knocked up, getting them all knocked up, leaving the family, deadbeats. Who you think they talking about? They talking about what y'all would call the alpha male, the Pookie and Ray Ray. Y'all better get it together, man. Salute to all my people that tune in, man. It's your boy Double R.